What's going on today? We're going over the second part of malware analysis and forensic. Now, this room is called malware researching. It's part of TryHackMe. I don't have any idea if it is free or paid, but my subscription is paid, so you can just if you have a serious subscription, you can try to access it. If you can't, then it means that you have to subscribe. Okay, in this room, we're going to be talking about checksums, online sandboxing, analyzing samples by analyzing the reports, and of course going over using the reports generated from Virustotal. So it's merely dealing with file hashes, using the file hashes, calculating checksums, and reading through reports generated by existing samples. So for example, checksums, checksums are calculated using mathematical operations to produce the file hashes. So basically here they are explaining how the checksum differs from file to file. As you can see, this is TryHackMe. The file contents TryHackMe, right? The checksum is with MD5 algorithm is that one. Now, as you can see, if the file content doesn't differ, the MD5 checksum will stay the same. So according to the content, the checksum will change. So the last one, TryHackMe, but they omitted the E. As you can see, the checksum is totally different. So the file contents, if it changes, the checksum will change. That's how you can verify the integrity of the files. For example, if you are downloading a file from Adobe, right? Adobe installer, and along the way the file content has been modified, you would be able to, if you calculate the checksum of the original file and then you calculate the checksum after the modification of the contents without you knowing that, you will find different checksums, and different checksums mean different contents. That's how they analyze that's how actually you can make sure that the file is actually the file you have actually downloaded, not the file sent by someone else, or if it has been modified along the way, as I said earlier. Now, I'm sure that if you read through this task, you'll be able to answer the questions. So let's go to online sandboxing. Now, in online sandboxing here, it lists the services that you can use to analyze samples. So if you stumbled across an executable file or a file that you want to analyze before, if you don't want to open it on your host system, you can just use AnyRun or hybrid analysis. So they are both online sandboxing services, which you can use to analyze samples, files, binaries, zip files, images, scripts, exe files, whatsoever. If you don't want to open it on your system, you can just use the hybrid analysis or AnyRun. Now, these tools will generate a report based on the file behaviors. So if they will tell you what the file does, what kind of files it creates, what kind of files it accesses, what kind of registry keys it creates, what kind of communications it performs when you open it on the machine. So it's merely performing dynamic analysis. But of course, they are not substitution of the mal analyst skills and depth in knowledge. So it doesn't mean that if you have these services, online sandboxes, you can just don't need to learn malware analysis, right? You need to learn, because these files or these services, they perform only dynamic analysis. But you as an analyst, you need to perform static analysis, dynamic analysis. You may need to perform reverse engineering, learning what the source code is, what are the instructions of the machine code whatsoever. So you can use it as a precursory inspection, or you can use that as a way to just kickstart your analysis. Okay, so the author of the room has uploaded a sample file on AnyRun, okay, and AnyRun has generated the reports on the file. So we're required to go over this report, okay. So you assume that you have uploaded a file for analysis. AnyRun will generate a report like that. So we need to learn how to go through this report and understand what is the file objective, right? Why the author has created this file. We'll learn this by analyzing the file or reading the report. Okay, So as you can see here, the file name is emoted, and right off the bat, anyone has told you that emoted is one of the most dangerous Trojans ever created. So it quickly classified the file as malware, right? Um, this is the date, and this is the operating system. And as you can see, these are the checksums of the file that the author has uploaded. Now, behavior activities. You can see here that these behaviors are reported as malicious. So as you can see, Emoted created a process called 284 on the sample host. Application was dropped or written from another process. And as you can see here, it downloads PowerShell from the internet. So once you open the file on your host, it will open a process called 284. You can see it from the task manager, and it downloads an executable files from the internet. The executable file name is PowerShell. And as you can see, after it downloads PowerShell, it connects to command and control server by the easywindow.exe. These are malicious. These are suspicious. It could be malicious, it couldn't be malicious, right? So as you can see here, the malicious file uses PowerShell to execute the commands, right? Static information. Okay, these are the screenshots. You can also play the video. Like when you open the file, right, it opens Microsoft Word. It's actually a Microsoft Word document. You see here, these are the child processes created when you open the Word. So here, executable file was loaded. URL blockchain WP admin. So it retrieved the files from WordPress installation. Interesting. Was dropped, and as you can see, the process here 284 has a stored file called EasyWindow, and we have seen before that EasyWindow is the executable file responsible for communicating with the command and control server. Okay, these are the screenshots. So it's actually a Word document. Word document that contains a virus. So, okay. Behavior graph. Let's open that. So see here, when you open the Word document, right? You open the Word document here, and then what happens? A process is created, downloads PowerShell, and then it executes the malware. After the malware is executed, it drops the easy window which communicates with the command and control server, as you can see here. The process information, all right. So it uses the winword.exe. Modules. So it had generated a total events of 2093 events. And these are the registry keys it has created. As you can see, because it uses Microsoft Office to drop the malware in your system. That's why you see most of the keys are connected to Microsoft Office. So as you can see, it has created over 30 oh my god, look, 36 pages of registry keys. Huge malware, huge. Okay, file activity. So this is the executable file that is created or dropped in this path when the process is executed. And this is PowerShell. You see most of them are PowerShell, WinWord, and the process itself. So when you launch the malware, when you launch the Word document, this process is created, right? After this process has been created, it downloads PowerShell, which downloads easywindow.exe to communicate with the command and control server. Okay, HTTP request. These are the requests it has made to the attackers. So as you can see here, the request is get, which means it's downloading a file from this URL. Here it is, as you can see, easywindow.exe. All of the HTTP requests it has performed are done over post request. Why? Because it's communicating data to the command and control server. These are the IP of the attackers. Connections, Cloudflare. Okay, DNS requests, threats. Okay, let's see now the questions. So, name the key term for the type of malware that Emotet is classified as. It's Trojan. Research time, what type of emails does Emotet use as its payload? Let's check. What type of emails does Emotet use as its payload? So we would have to go to I have to find an email pattern to communicate, use it as its payload. It targets mostly corporate victims, but even private users get infected in mass spam email campaigns. So here, spam campaigns, spam email, right? Okay, so begin analyzing the report. What is the timestamp of when the analysis was made? So timestamp, you can see here the analysis date from here. Make sure the formula is correct. Okay, name the file that is detected as a network Trojan. Name the file that is detected as a network Trojan. Let's check here. So if you go down, the file that is named as network Trojan is what was this one. It was communicating to the CNC server. So let's check it is correct. Correct. What's the PID of the first HTTP GET request? So the first HTTP GET request was performed by, if you go down, or we can just open the full report from here. Okay, so here, HTTP requests. The first HTTP request is made by the PowerShell, right, executable file. And the PID process is 2748. So it is 2748. What is the only DNS request that's made after the sample is executed? So if you go back to the analysis here, we see the DNS requests. What is the only DNS request? So we have to provide this answer, which is blockchainjoblist.com. So by answering these questions, you make sure that you understand how to analyze the report. It is vastly important to know how to go through these kind of reports when you intend to analyze malwares, right? You can't just upload a malware and you don't know how to go over the reports, understand the behavior. And of course, you can Google this malware. There are many information about this malware, Emotet. Okay, let's see. Practical calculating reporting checksums. And now we will be switching to the local machine, right? Remote target on my Kali system here to see how we can work with the checksums. Okay. So this is the host target. You can connect with our desktop and then we can proceed to answer the questions. So we have two samples, the complex calculator v2 and we have the login form. So in Windows, to find the hash of a file, you can download HashTab, and after download HashTab, you can click on the properties and find the hashes. This is the hash for the file. Or you can just use PowerShell. So PowerShell. So let's make the font bigger. 18 is good. Let's make it more. 20. So cd desktop. So what do we have? So we have the command prompt, calculator, login form. We will be working with login form. Let's see how we can calculate the hash of the login form with cert utility. Cert util dash hash file, and then we can type the file name login form. This is the hash, SHA1 hash of the file. Now you can do the same, but not with cert util. You can do that with get file hash. So get file hash is another way of doing that. So you can just replace cert util, get, this is part of partial, by the way, hash, remove hash file, and we get the chance to specify the algorithm name, dash algorithms. Let's it be MD5, MD5, okay. So let's say we want to calculate the MD5 hash with cert utility, not with get file hash. As you can see, the output was for SHA1. So we can get back to cert util, and here we can specify MD5, which is the MD5 hash. Easy enough, right? Okay. So let's see the questions. So using the hashtag tool, what does MD5 checksum for login form? Login form, if you go back, no, not actually, technically like that. Okay. Properties, file hash, copy. Okay. Using the get file hash in PowerShell, retrieve the SHA-256 of TryHackMe. So PowerShell, using get file hash, SHA-256 of TryHackMe. This is the hash. What would be the syntax to retrieve the SHA-256 checksum of TryHackMe using certutil in PowerShell? The same way we did with the previous files, we can just use certutil and specify the algorithm to be SHA-256. We're required to supply the command, so we take the command. No, of TryHackMe. We did that for login form, so change the file name to TryHackMe. Oh, okay. Okay, so now the last task is analyzing or going over reports for samples from Virustotal. So this task, if you click here, yes, so you have a sample from Virustotal required to analyze and answer the questions. And as again, I'm going to say, analyzing samples is the same, much like as uploading them, right? Because you upload a sample, you have to know how to analyze the report. So this is a sample report from Virustotal. As you can see, these are the basic properties of the file. MD5 checksum SHA-1 256, the file size, and the history, when it was uploaded, the first submission, the last one, last analysis. Of course, these reports, they are generated, or you can see these reports if someone else has uploaded the file before you do. Okay, so you can just go over the report directly and analyze the file without generating the report again. So it's already existed. So navigate to the details tab. What is the other file name and extension reported as present? So go into details. Go to details tab. Okay, so the question is, what is the other file name and extension reported as present? File type, win32.exe. No, 3 letters. Oh, so here we have 3 names with which this file has been submitted or seen in the wild. File version, portable executable info, sections, imports. These are the kind of results you would see if you're analyzing the file statically. Contain resources. So this is merely static analysis of the file. Behavior. Files opened. Users downloads. TryHackMe. Various reactions. Alright. So here, as what is the other file name and extension reported as present? So I guess it is this one. In the same details tab, what is the reported compilation timestamp? Let's see the timestamp here. Oh, it's here. So the creation time is this one. What is the THM formatted flag on the reports? I guess you would find these details on the behavior. Or no, details, get back to details. The formula is THM something. Nope. Imports, sections. Behavior. Maybe you would find the flag here. These are the files opened. Okay. Registry actions could be a registry key. No. The processes. Runtime modules. Ah. Oh, it's a community. Okay. So what's the takeaway from here, right? So when you upload the file, and if someone else has already uploaded the file before and the report was generated, it will give you a choice, an option to go directly to that report, which is right here, as you can see. The report contains a brief static analysis and dynamic analysis. The static analysis you would find in the details, and the dynamic one you would find in the behavior. Of course, the details outlined here are not as holistic as the details you would find if you upload the same sample to AnyRun or Hybrid, the online sandboxes, right? These services or those services analyze the file in action, right? So anyway, let's see now what else is left. Future readings. Yeah, that's it. So thank you for watching.